Welcome to Flip Lesson 87 for the 6th grade, looking at the idea of finding unknown factors. Now, finding unknown factors is really something we've been doing forever. You've been working with it for a long time, but in this activity, we're going to make sure that we really understand the process, because as you move out of 6th grade math and into 7th grade math, 8th grade math, you get more and more away from exact numbers and more into unknown factors. So we're going to go through this to make sure we understand the basics of it all, so that as you move into higher levels of math, you'll be definitely prepared for it. Then, we look at a problem like this. It says 5n equals 23. Now, the first thing that you need to recognize as you see a problem like this is that you don't really see a symbol for multiplication, addition, subtraction, anything like that. However, what we can learn from this right here, 5n, is really we're saying 5 times n, right? Because the letter 5 next to a variable like n, which is not a label, really means multiplies, all right? So it's 5 times n. With that in mind, so now it's 5 times n equals 23. So how are you going to solve for this? Of course, since this is the product, the answer, to solve for a factor, you need to divide. So we're going to take the product divided by a factor, and we're going to be able to solve. So 5 goes into 2 0 times, 5 goes into 20 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20, and we have 3 left over. And of course, we would say you could really do one of two things here. You could put this into a fraction and make it 3/5, or you could add your decimal here, put your decimal straight up, and put your 0 down. 5 goes into 36 times. So you could have an answer of 4.6, or you could have an answer of 4 3/5. Both would be acceptable in this case. Let's try another one. All right, this one says 49 equals 0.3 g. Right? Once again, we understand that this 0.3 is really times g. And so in the end, once again, it's a multiplication, and we're going to solve this problem. So we're going to take 49, that's our product, and we're going to divide by 0.3. Because really we're looking for g. What times 0.3 is going to give us 49. Now we're going to follow the rules, right? We have a decimal on the outside. We cannot have decimals on the outside, so we're going to move it over 1, and that gives us the number 3 then on the outside. And since I moved it over 1 on the outside, I got to move it 1 on the inside. So here's our decimal here, so I got to move it 1 that way, add a 0 like that, and really I'm now dealing with this number right here. Now that we have space to actually write this, we can solve this problem then. All right, 3 goes into 4 one time, 3, and 1, 9. Can extend the page. 3 goes into 19 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18, and we're left with a 1 and a 0. 3 goes into 10 3 times, and we're going to get a 9, and we can extend the page some more, and now we have a 1, and suddenly, all right, since we're at the end of our number, we're really at something that's going to continue to repeat, right? We're at our decimal, so we could put our decimal up like this. In this case, I'm going to suggest not to do that, because that would bring a 0 down here, right? We can bring the 0 down here, and once again, you're seeing already that this is just going to keep going on forever. And so really we're writing this as 3, and then we've learned about this symbol, the repeat symbol. Now this repeat symbol can only work within a decimal, right? But we could also look at it as this idea, right? 1/3, to help us solve for g. So we have that idea. Then continuing on from here, we have one more sample problem that we want to go through. And so it's 12w equals 1.44. Once again, we realize that 12w really means 12 times w. And so we can solve this problem. And in the end, we're going to, here's our product. And so we want to take our product and divide by a factor, which in this case is 12. Now this time we don't have to move the decimal, right? Because the decimal, there's no decimal on the outside, so the decimal on the inside isn't going to move other than straight up. So we start by moving our decimal straight up. 12 goes into 1, 0 times. 12 goes into 14, 1 time. 1 times 12 is 12. And we can subtract and we can get a 2 and a 4. 12 goes into 24 2 times. And of course that's going to cancel that out to get a final answer of W equals 0.12. So we have that idea. All right, here's your sample problem. Don't get stepped on by the dinosaur. And work with this idea as you work with finding unknown factors and how to solve for those unknown factors. All right, that's lesson 87.